We just picked up our oldest foster dog yet. This is Atlas. He's a male border collie, and from the moment we got home, it was clear that he needed some serious TLC. His overall condition was not great. We discovered some matting behind his ears, and his coat was very wild and knotty. So my first port of call was to remove all of the mats and get him all cleaned up. I also noticed he was a little underweight. His hip bones and spine were quite prominent, and I also noticed his paw pads were a little worse for wear. Atlas is the oldest foster we've taken on yet, but he's still a young dog at 16 months old. Usually for the sake of Winnie, my spicy red heeler, we generally stick to fostering young pups, as they are typically easier to introduce, being naturally more submissive and receptive to Winnie's boundaries. However, Atlas's previous owner did say he had a more timid and submissive nature when it came to other dogs, so we thought we'd take a chance on him and test the waters with an older foster than what we're used to. I have zero experience owning a long-coated dog, so this is probably going to make all of the groomers out there cringe, but I did the best with the grooming tools I had and managed to remove a lot of knots and hair buildup from his coat. Grooming was one hurdle, but the real test came when introducing him to Winnie. Winnie isn't an overly social dog. She can be quite selective. She doesn't normally love dogs that are bigger than her straight away, especially if they're pushy. So this is why we use separation like this to try and safely gauge how each dog feels about each other. It's been a long time since Winnie has had a negative initial reaction to a foster, so I can't lie, I was starting to stress a little bit on if I'd made the right decision for Winnie bringing home an older foster. The last thing I want is for her to feel stressed in her own home. Thankfully, it didn't take long for things to turn around. One parallel walk on neutral ground and a creek adventure later, and all was right in the world. Once Winnie realised he wasn't a threat, she was totally fine to coexist with him, and it just goes to show that sometimes all it takes is the right introduction.